there were people who wanted to be on. Not to sound like this is like some hot shit, but there were people who wanted to be on the podcast before the podcast was a thing.
Yeah,
because we did the few episodes all those years back, which then people were like, I'd be on that shit.
Yeah,
and look at us now.
It's
no
crazy.
one's been on it. But
yeah,
hey,
it's coming pretty soon.
Yeah,
don't worry. Yo, what's up, guys? We have a program for you today.
We have a show.
I'm quite excited. Yeah, welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 172. We got some chest up in here.
Yeah.
That made me a little hot, not gonna lie.
Shit.
Jerry's off for the night, but you got the boys. If you're new here, my name is Bobby.
Dylan.
Joey.
And we talk a lot of stuff, but mainly comedy, for 40-ish, 50-ish, sometimes 60-ish minutes, and then we put it out on a weekly basis, usually on Wednesdays.
Pretty consistent.
We'll talk about why the last one came out on Thursday, but
yeah,
we'll get into all of that real soon. If you guys want to help us on the YouTube end of things, you could like this episode. You could subscribe if you feel like it.
One click.
You could also check out what we're going to be talking about this episode, which is right next to my face.
Looking at it.
It's pretty right.
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
And then stick around because we have some good stuff. I have a lot of stuff prepped, good things to talk about. And real quick before we get into it, I just want to know. I'm curious. I have to know how were the holidays, boys? We're filming this the day after Christmas.
Day
right?
after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was the holiday for you?
It was cool. I got to celebrate it at my girlfriend's house for the very first time.
No, that's cool.
And my girlfriend's very reserved about her family. She's like, no, it's okay. Like, we don't have to be there. And I was like, no, like, I've known you for a while and I haven't even like stepped in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her to ask for me, like, if it was all right if I spend time with them for a bit. And they're a nice family. Like, I had no problem. I think it's just like, if it's your family, you're very like, I don't want them to meet them, kind of. I've never been like that. I've never like been like that. But my girlfriend is very like, you don't
Nah, props to you. That's big. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like that would almost never happen. Like, when is the guy like, no, I should meet your parents? Yeah,
like, usually it was already a pre-planned thing months ago. It's some awkward shit. It's not even a holiday, You're meeting them on like weird terms. You're like, why are we at a secondary location?
Why are we here? Yeah.
What about you, Hal?
It was nice.
I saw you were at like a big family Christmas.
Yeah. So I'll be completely open about this because it's complete like not nonsense, but like absurdity.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of days before Christmas Eve, we get the group text to announce that my uncle, who's been sick, had COVID.
Oh wow!
So that shit's canceled because they all live in the same house together essentially still. So. They were like, no, we're not doing it. Sorry, guys. So one of my relatives was like putting her fist down, like, we have to do something, which is like, I already had Christmas Eve plans with Marianti's family too. So I basically had 4 different things I went to.
You had, wait, are you telling me you had
Christmas
4 Christmases?
Yeah, I did.
Movie?
I did yes, exactly. I did the Christmas Eve with my family, Christmas Eve with Marianti, Christmas with my family, Christmas with Marianti, and it somehow worked out. I don't know how, but it was nice.
Fire.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, you dropped off cookies. I thought that was really sweet.
Oh yeah.
Might I also add, those cookies were insane.
Incredible cookies. If anyone wants, I feel like I have to become like an international cookie dealer now.
No, I mean,
especially because
where'd you get these cookies?
My girlfriend made them.
Dude.
What? They're upstairs right now.
Yeah, well, you can have one. She's ridiculous with it.
They're all good. They're all different. There's like 2 Greek ones, 4
different ones. It was mad
ones.
Professional. I'm like a whole box separated and everything.
Bro,
it was like a whole confection.
Yeah,
she puts her all in it.
I was her elf on that
day, I could
Christmas
tell.
Eve.
She was driving the sleigh, and you were just dropping them off.
Yeah, I was on a good day. I'm Rudolph,
I love
and
it.
I was.
So you're strapped to the front of the car.
Yep. And so we made like 4 or 5 different stops, and we were like, it was so funny because it's like, hey, is it cool if we drop off cookies? When? Right now.
Right the fuck now.
Literally.
So like, you're not doing anything for Christmas Eve, right? Like, no, of course, still not.
Right now.
I'm alone.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of good gifts, a lot of fun times, some stress, a lot of stress too. But
not typical with the holiday season. I was gonna say ours was pretty cool too. We ended up doing on the 23rd. We ended up having like like a Christmas Eve party where my
Nice.
mom hosted a sip and paint type of night for the family. But what was cool about that is Jose and Jerry ended up coming.
Nice.
And what was even cooler about that was for dinner we did chicken and waffles, where my dad and Ayala manned the Belgian waffle machine and started pumping them out.
That's
and we ordered 2
crazy.
family meals from Popeyes.
And you just stacked them shits.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was. Granted, it was one of the most unhealthy dinners I've had in a very long time since starting my fitness journey. It was the greatest thing
Oh, of
I've
course.
ever had, and I'm looking for an excuse for us to have a chicken and waffles night again. Just saying.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's how an unorthodox Christmas for me, but it was still fun nonetheless.
I mean, that sounds fire.
But this isn't the Christmas episode.
Yeah,
No.
it's done.
We have to wrap up because we're friends and we have to see it. You know.
They were playing.
God forbid the guys who do the podcast are actually
Mhm.
friends in real life.
Oh, that's horrible. They were playing the corporate mandated Christmas music at work today, and I was like, guys,
It's over.
Guy,
It's over.
he fucking dropped
No
the presents
more.
off. He's dipped. Might have a layover, but he's out of here, man.
done,
He's
bro.
It's
he's
done.
done. Yeah.
Man. But yeah, this is technically the New Year's episode where we
Correct.
chronicle everything we've done here at Joystick over the past 52 weeks. We share our favorite moments. We touch on some highlights. We talk about what we can do better and all that good mumbo jumbo. But I went ahead and I got some information together that I thought I would share with you boys. I found it only fitting. You know, a lot of these tech corporations that have apps like Spotify and Apple Music, they do these wraps now at the end of the year
Ah,
where
yes.
they share their statistics.
That's great.
You know, so I have our podcast wrapped.
Oh my gosh.
Is
All
there the
graphic?
stats?
You have a graphic?
I have to have a graphic.
Okay.
Now we need one.
Put the graphic up right now.
Also, let it be known we're filming this the day before the episode comes out, so if it comes out late, you know, deal with it.
Blame the graphic.
Blame the holidays and blame the graphic.
Yeah,
just
the
let
graphic's
it go.
going to be fire.
So here's our podcast wrap. I've got some really interesting stuff, starting
Okay.
with the amount of episodes we pumped out in the year.
Nice.
Out of 52 weeks, we came close. 51 episodes.
Oof.
We did miss a week for personal reasons, but that's
That's
okay.
a very good grade on a test.
That
though.
is.
That's not bad.
We missed 1
The
point.
consistency's there. We're still here
1 out of
after almost
52?
4 years, right? We're chilling. Okay. So we did 51 episodes, and we had 2 of those episodes uploaded on Thursdays, interestingly enough, because of how late we had to shoot some of them. But that just goes to show you that the show will go on no matter what. And we're going to talk about some of the technical issues that we experienced during the holiday season because I need to vent about them.
The tornado.
Yeah.
And you'll be just honestly proud of the fact that we were able to put anything out in the first place. Then, of course, we celebrated 4 holiday episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we do 2, but we introduced 2 more this year. In addition to our 4th annual Halloween special and our 4th annual Christmas special, we introduced a St. Patrick's Day special
Okay.
and a 4th of July special. So we were a little bit more seasonal this year. I liked it.
Yeah,
We
more
celebrated
festive.
more holidays. Let's see if we could jam in a couple more next year. We'll see. Maybe
Flag
Groundhog
Day.
Flag Day.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. I like that one. We do it in a forest.
Le Ferguson Day.
All right. Not to brag, but when it comes to perfect attendance, Dylan and me are kind of on this shit. So
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Out
it
of
has to only be
out
you.
of 51 episodes of, Bobby and Dylan made 51 appearances.
I would love
So,
I would love to see the statistic like when it comes out where it's like 51 episodes. Dylan was in 50 and then it just hard
Yeah,
cuts.
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What
so I was at
happened
the
that-
store today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it
so
wasn't
it's-
even that serious. And we did pretty perfectly. However, Jerry came in second with 36 appearances. Joey came in third with a very, very close 34 appearances. But
damn
right
you.
there, it even came to the point where when I was counting, I was like, was it the same exact number? But it was very close. So if you would have come for 2 more.
Man.
Nonetheless, we did 2 tier lists this year,
Nice.
which I found shocking. I thought we did way more than 2, but it was only 2.
Really?
Do you guys remember what we tier listed this year?
They were really
There were restaurants?
One was
Restaurant-
sit-down chain restaurants,
Sit-down-
which I will say was very good. It was very well put together.
and then
well
our
thought out.
other one
Yeah, that
was
was
way
awesome.
And then the other one was a dumpster fire.
No, the other one was bad because we picked something that had 50 choices, which is where we did all 50 states.
Yep.
None of us have been more than 10, so it was not a good time.
It's got to be one of the most controversial tier lists.
No, but I enjoyed it.
We literally were like, Alabama starts with an A. Fucking A, give it A tier. Like we did not care at the end of it.
Shit. But yes, we only did 2 tier lists, so we definitely have to up that. But where we came short with tier lists, we came big with segments. You guys want to take a guess how many segments we churned out this year?
41.
12.
That's way too many. That's very close. Very close. Add one.
13.
13 segments this year. This year, we had And Also One.
That was a good one.
We had Paolo Patrick's.
Mhm.
We had the Life and Times of Ricky Henderson.
Love that.
Dylan and I played the co-host game to get to know each other a little better. We went through some workplace humor. Jerry came up with the worst segment on the channel. Whom is that Pokemon? We talked about some criminal celebrities looking at their mugshots. Joey had us make some playbill presumptions.
Yep.
I drew some very poorly drawn posters. Dylan then took us through the life and times of Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
We did some spectral speed dating. Dylan taught us about the man Dylan effect. And then I brought a little Who Said What Now segment a couple weeks ago, stand-up edition. So 13 pretty solid segments.
That's impressive.
Not bad,
That's
right?
not bad.
Those are
That's minutes of content.
yeah.
Maybe hours, honestly.
We just tier list our segments and just keep churning that.
Oh, dude, get ready for the
tier
segment
list.
tier list,
Yeah.
bro.
We do a podcast about that, and we analyze ourselves about it.
And then not necessarily related to the podcast, but I will throw in the fact that we did 2 live streams this year, which was new territory for us. I thought that was pretty cool. And we also went to a basketball game, 2 baseball games, and the Dominican Republic. So that was pretty fun, keeping the somewhat yearly tradition of recording a podcast out of the state at the very least. So we have to do that again. Keep it going next year. Puerto Rico, DR. Where's the next one? Where are we going? We could go anywhere. Miami.
We always choose
Miami sounds fun.
I'm down. It's kind of lit, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
Outside the Kaseya Center on 2 beach chairs. It's pretty fire, right?
I'm feeling
We'll have to deal with some pedestrians walking
I'm
by.
down.
I'll do it.
Maybe some Boca Raton. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, that was our podcast wrapped. And I also wanted to mention that, interestingly enough, now that I've been like working out and like tracking workouts and tracking sets and stuff like that, I found it incredibly helpful to actually have the statistics of how many segments and tier lists we did. Because now we're going to crush that fucking number next year. Okay, we have to at least double the tier lists. We're doing 4 tier lists next year, and we're doing at least 15 segments.
Let's
8
do
live
it.
streams?
We got to top it.
8 live streams? That might be too much. I say we do 5.
I
5
say
nights.
4.
Because we talked about this before. The live streams have to be special. We can't just shit them out, you know? It has to be for not
But it's the one.
events,
But I feel like that's the one piece of content that you are allowed to shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe we shit them
agree.
out all the time, Dylan, but we'll talk about it. Because moving into our next discussion piece,
Correct.
I wanted to talk about our plans and resolutions for year 10 of Team Joystick. Which, let that sink in for a little bit, right?
Let that sink in.
10 years almost of being a channel, way more of being friends. Like, that stands for something.
Mhm.
We're working on history right here.
I think it's dope.
But we have a lot of stuff to share, a lot of stuff to do much better, much bigger in the next year, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Starting with, what do you guys look forward to making better on the channel? Anything that you can think of?
I'm looking forward to starting Fear again. But at this time, I also want to plan on helping you out and doing some of the editing stuff and purchasing maybe some equipment to help with that. I want to start taking more control on projects, but more importantly, also projects that like are I'm more centered around it. And
Like Fear?
Yeah, Fears, yeah.
No, I like that. Well,
Like-
I want to touch on that. One of my bigger resolutions for the channel in general is just upping the production value. Like, I want you to watch a Joystick show and be like, this looks way too good for the stupidity that is coming out of their mouths. Like, you know, that's always the goal here at Joystick. It's, make this shit look way too good for the trash it actually is. That being said, all of the hoops we had to jump through to get that Fear out, keep in mind, it wasn't even the game we initially intended to play, actually ended up being a really fun and funny episode, and I think there is so much potential for Fear, especially with the new PSVR 2. So that is definitely a series that I just want to start churning out. Not to mention we have ideas to also kind of do Fear-related shows that aren't necessarily specific to the VR system.
Yeah.
So we can play
I want to.
all kinds of horror games, whatever's really good, whatever gets a good reaction. We could just turn them shit out. And you know, it's funny coming from a place where before we started making them, I was like, yeah, they do good, let's do them. And actually having experienced them and making them, it's turned into one of my favorite things to make. So I'm 100% down to keep making them for sure. And let me know in the comments, what did you think of the newest episode that came out for the holidays? I thought it came out pretty decent.
Pretty decent, like you said, for the holiday rush, bumping out all those episodes. You'll get into that after what Dylan's gonna share.
But I like the lighting that came out. I thought it was pretty cool, and I weirdly want to play more Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Dylan,
yes,
what you thinking, buddy? What do we have to change up
for the channel?
For the channel, the podcast, anything, friend.
So, I look at us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Us 3, us 4, us 5.
Mm-hmm. He's behind the TV.
And I feel like we do best when we can do gaming, right? I like the games.
I like gaming.
If it's specific, I like when it's like a specific vibe.
Yeah.
A specific like mode we're in, or we do like a speed run thing. I feel like we need the wiki race. That's almost like a speed run video, technically.
Yeah.
It's not, but it is, you know? That is what I was going to say. If we're going to do gaming, I'm a really big fan of incorporating more like web browser games, like GeoGuessr, things of that nature. Sporkle quizzes and other trivia does really well, even if it's just on Sporkle, as long as there's like a challenge involved or something. Yeah. And our biggest strength, besides your muscles, is, in fact, live action.
Yeah.
So whether it be Joey with a VR headset playing VR porn.
I'm so sorry. But Dylan said Joey, and my brain filled in filleting himself. I don't know why, but that's just what my brain filled in.
That's just what I do.
Joey is on VR filleting himself.
Yeah.
We're playing a card game, and there's a camera over the top.
Yeah,
there's a POV shot.
So
right?
nothing cohesive here. You're just seeing shots in your head.
Shots.
But I like the vision.
We are ejaculating a
I really thought you were gonna piece this all together with the ejaculate, like, you know, like the cards and the VR are all gonna come together.
No, we're just going to ejaculate out of Chronicles. And overall, I feel like just the overall third base. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, to save you,
you're
from
gonna
drowning,
you're gonna see us. It's going to be live action, and it's going to be amazing.
To save Dylan from where he's going, first and foremost, the podcast is technically live action.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
It is an audio show.
And I will help
Don't look at me.
And I will help you in a second. The first thing to touch on the first half of what you said in terms of the gaming and the web browser stuff.
Yes.
Let me first throw out that I actually recently discovered that there is, you know, the movie game where you name movie actor. There is one that they just made that you can play that kind of uses the letterbox system, where you can play against each other head to head, and you actually like name movies and actors and try to trap them. And there's even like power ups and stuff that you can use where you can like you could look at the cast list once if you need an out and shit like that. So that's already like boom, that's a solid idea. So we're already on the same page there. Also on the gaming thing. Hard to put it into words, but the best way I can describe it and the best way I've thought about it is I definitely want to bring gaming back onto the channel, not only in a contained form, but the best way I could describe it is I think, especially after playing the Let's Play from Hell recently, I think what fuels not just like the videos to be good, but also just like us to have really fun times and memorable laughs is this idea of friendly competition that we have in our lives and that we've shown on the channel in the past. So I definitely want to continue that, whether it be like the 1v1 challenge videos, the speedrun format stuff that we've talked about. Even if it's just like a new game comes out that's party games, we just play it to fuck each other up in a Let's Play. Stuff like that. But having that overall idea, like, even though it's not the case, we're kind of keeping tabs on who's in the lead and shit like that. Like so-and-so always wins, or I need a win and stuff like that.
It's Jerry.
And maybe down the line we even track it, you know? Like that'd be cool too.
Jerry 10 wins.
You know what that reminds me of? And I recently just found out something new about them. This Canadian YouTubers that I used to watch, Video Games Awesome.
I remember them.
I remember they were just 4 guys on a couch, and they'd play games like looking at their couch, and I got notified because they uploaded something, which they never really do. And it was the guy that's in charge of the editing and everything. He and his wife are having a baby, and it was born. They had the baby, and just they kept it secret. And I was like, whoa, when did that happen? That's crazy. But yeah, I enjoyed watching. It made me go through like memory lane and watching all their old videos, which are like 13 years ago now. And they're like playing the games all on the couch. You see their reactions as well as what they're doing in the game. And I think there's something we can do there as well. Like the Let's Play we did.
Absolutely.
like filming us and the game so they see both reactions.
And then to touch on that, it's funny you bring that up. As of recent, I've been going back and watching channels that I really, really loved growing up, and in a weird way, not even in a weird way, like seriously influenced all the stuff that we do at Joystick. Channels like Achievement Hunter and Super Mega that at the moment are inactive, right? And even then have changed completely. And it just feels like in this weird way, not to sound brash, but I feel like we have an opportunity. Like it could be our time, right? Like we have that style of humor. We have the production value. We have the capabilities to do so. So let's just fucking do it, right? Like,
Word.
So I think that there's a solid chance that we can make some shit work in the new year. And to touch on the second thing Dylan mentioned.
Don't do anything illegal with children.
Yeah. To touch on the second thing that Dylan said, it's a good point, Dylan. It's a great point. It's a solid one. Don't do it.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. The fun ones. Like the same what Dylan said, the live action stuff. To be more specific, the narrative content. One of my all-time biggest resolutions for this year of Joystick, and if we do not make it happen by like at least May, I'm gonna shoot myself in the head. Let that be known.
Okay, we gotta mark it.
I want to make a sketch on Joystick. We have scripts written. We had an amazing idea for a fucking sketch this holiday season. By the way, I forgot to tell you.
We also had a really good Halloween one as well.
Yeah, but the video that you sent me a video from your job, I just forgot to record it because I was in the middle of a doctor's appointment. I forgot to respond. Yeah. That idea gave me like a whole second section of that sketch, and I had it written out in my head, and I was like, it would have been fucking perfect. But I'm almost at the point where like I'm still gonna make it and just put it out at this point.
Like it's gonna be a Christmas part in like May.
Yeah, like fuck it. But point is, we need to make the sketches. They're mad funny. At least to us, and I just really want to, as a filmmaker, be able to flex that muscle a little bit and like make them look cool and look funny and edit something that isn't just a 3-angle podcast all the time. But you know,
and it's exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Filming shit's fun.
But other resolutions for the channel do include, getting more consistent with the uploads. In fact, I want to try to reach 2 uploads a week. I think we can do it. One of the uploads a week is already the podcast, and that's pretty manageable and consistent enough. So it kind of feels like we're just making 1 video a week, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whether we throw that in with the podcast day or we work it out where like so-and-so makes this video for the week. But the idea of making 2 videos per week as consistently as possible.
You could even hoard them.
I want 1,000 subscribers. I want them, and I want them badly. And you know what the truth is? We could do a lot better than 1,000. I think 1,000 is very achievable. Right now, we're nearing.
I mean, it just takes 1 video.
We're nearing 300, right? So like we can make it happen in a year. So 1,000 subs in a year, I think is very, very, very doable. And to further that, to make that happen, we got to put ourselves out there. So that's a big resolution for us. Putting reels on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, putting our content out into the algorithms.
I'm pretty good at putting on Instagram.
You are. So just finding the people, or rather finding the time to put out the clips and, having the people find them, latch onto them, the subtitles. It works good. So look forward to some Joystick Show highlights on the social media sphere pretty soon.
Zoom in.
And then last but not least, definitely like it's more specific, but since it is the one consistent thing we do, making the podcast even better, right? Like having it more organized, funnier, brand new setting that we've talked about for a long time, but it is in the works finally. There's a fancy little like fireplace behind Dylan that might be incorporated as well. It is pretty. It's blue. It's fake fire. But point is a new setting, a new backdrop, looking a little more professional, but even more so being efficient and being able to have guests on the show.
We have a lot.
A lot of people want to be on the show.
A lot of people. There were people who wanted to be on, not to sound like this is like some hot shit, but there were people who wanted to be on the podcast before the podcast was a thing.
Yeah.
Because we did the few episodes all those years back, which then people were like, I'd be on that shit.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
It's
no
crazy.
one's been on it.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then the other thing I was going to say is, again, it's more specific. I'm trying to get a soundboard up on this bitch. That's just more for my enjoyment because I'm starting to go a little crazy. I'm going through like a podcast midlife crisis going into year 4. So I'm just going to be sitting here with my fucking soundboard.
You know how crazy that soundboard is going to be insane.
It's just going to be shit we know.
No, because
and it's going to be mine. Like it's just
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some way to just add shit without Bobby knowing, and Bobby's not going to know. I'm going to be like
I am stupid.
No. It's like fucking. It's like the beginning of "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence plays. You're like, can you It's like, wait, hey.
Trying to turn it off. Dylan got his copyright strike.
Yeah, he played
I should also mention that our fucking, what was it? Our strike that we got for hate speech earlier in the year. It's gone. We made it past the
day. No hate speech.
We're clean again.
I freaking hate. Just cut.
You said freaking too, which is the funniest part.
No.
But yes, I wanted to share some of our channel and podcast resolutions and changes that we'd like to make heading into year 10. And just, and also I'd like to say that year 10 in itself is going to be a jam-packed year. Myself, just, obviously I know the guys are gonna do whatever the fuck I say.
Personally.
Like they always do. But I know me personally speaking, I'm going to be putting in a tremendous amount of effort and work to be making some content that 13-year-old Bobby would have been stoked to see at this age. So get ready for the year 10 content that's going to come. Sketches, a mini documentary.
Be ready, 13-year-old Bobby.
Reactions. I'm excited.
I feel like we should have like an alter ego joystick channel. This is a bit. I'm not actually serious. But imagine like NPR.
Oh, like we're just serious?
We make video essays.
Yeah.
We make fucking...
We wear polos and shit like that.
Interviews. We have a different set.
We have like a serious debate type podcast.
We're in the financial district.
Yeah. we'll keep that in the back of your head. Let's see how year 10 goes.
Okay.
I think we have an interesting...
I want to make some like music shit. Bobby probably has like some opinions on Marvel.
Sure. Yeah.
Or some movies.
So yeah, we'll see where we are. We'll see where we're at the end of year 10.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where we're going. But, it's funny that you mentioned that even as a bit. Like, that's stuff we've even talked about and trying to find ways to incorporate onto the channel anyway. So, even if we throw it under the Joystick umbrella, who gives a shit? It's still us.
Word.
But anyway, now to turn it into more personal things.
Okay.
It is a new year, gentlemen. I thought it'd be interesting if we shared some New Year's resolutions of our own. So, going into a brand new 2024, what are some of your personal New Year's resolutions that you're willing to share here on the podcast, if you have any?
I'm willing to share. I wore this shirt. It's become like my favorite shirt. It says Slashers instead of Thrashers.
Oh, I just got that.
And looking at this image, I was like, damn, I love skateboarding, but I only know how to do one trick, and that's just to ollie. And even then, it's very sloppily landed. I'm telling myself I need to learn at least 2 tricks this year. Two tricks, learn how to fully do them and do them with like perfection. Mm-hmm. That's one of my resolutions. And then get a car.
Oh, it's not bad. I mean, you need a license too.
Yeah, I need to get my license. So that's the start. And then get the car later.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Not bad, not bad. You got any?
Well, number 2 of Joey's is obviously
the
mine.
License.
The license part. I'm already.
That'd be fun because then we'd all be licensed drivers.
And then we could all race.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like the whole like car scam. I'm not on board yet. I'll wait for that time to come. You know what I mean? Where it's like I need the car, and then I'll be like, all right.
I mean, I think in your position, it's just more so since your girlfriend has a car, you guys can share the drive.
And also I now my job is like the most undrivable place in Manhattan. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, now I'd only drive it on the weekends.
By the way, another one. Sorry to cut you off. Let it be known, for the first time in forever, all 5 of us are employed at the same exact time, and we're still making this shit happen. Just
correct.
To say that.
Amazing.
But yes, continue.
Very, very true. And I would just say overall, just more obtainable stuff. Mm-hmm. But moving out as well.
I like it.
That's on me. I've been saving up money and then spending it all, but hey, I still have some money.
It's all right, bro.
You still got
have
money.
A job.
I still got money. Yeah.
I got a couple of my own.
We're chilling.
I'm continuing my quest to try and get swole. So I'm trying to get to 140 to 145 pounds and be able to maintain that throughout the year, which I made a week ago and then weighed myself after a lot of eating, and I'm currently at like 136. So I might have to shoot bigger. Or I don't know. But point is I think I can do it, and I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. I also want to, oddly enough, learn how to cook. Has nothing to do with my dad being a chef. I think it's just more so like I want to be able to survive if I have to make food, I want to be able to make any amount of money in comedy. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if somebody throws a quarter at me after a set or buys a joke off of me, but I've come to the realization that comedy is what I want to pursue in my life to some degree.
It's funny.
And it is funny. and I'd like to make some mint off of it. I think.
All right, Bob. How about this? A combined New Year's resolution. We do a set. Same night.
I'm down.
Yo,
you shook on it, and
I
it's
shake
on
it.
video.
We got a whole year to do it. I got a year to
God.
prep.
I have jokes written.
I have jokes written
I did
too.
a whole
That's
joke
crazy.
for Jose the other night about how the Big Bang sounds like the stupidest fucking thing anybody's ever made up. Right? Can you already see where I've gone with it?
Yeah. The Big Bang.
And now I have to bleep that out before anybody steals my fucking joke. But anyway, and then one that, well, I have two more, but this last one I'm going to talk is just going to lead into a stupid joke. But I talked about it, I think, on the podcast already. But last year I achieved 26 platinums. This year I intend to achieve 30 and hopefully stream as much of it as possible to bring people along for the ride. And then my last resolution is something near and dear to my heart. I want to watch more movies. I feel like I haven't watched movies the same way that I used to. Haven't watched them as frequently. I agree. Yesterday, Jose was over. We were hanging out. He was playing some games on my PlayStation, and I was laying in my bed that he recently broke. And as I was sinking into the bottom left corner of my bed, I decided that I was in the mood to watch a movie. Went on to Max, formerly HBO Max. And I was just like, there's just something Christmassy about Forrest Gump. And I put on Forrest Gump, and Jose is killing people in Apex Legends as I'm watching Forrest talk about what it was like to wear braces in Greenbow, Alabama. And every 5 minutes I glance over at Jose, and he's just like, at my TV, and then he's like, back at the game, and then he's like back at the game. And then, about like one game in, he decides to shut off the PlayStation and just fully commit to Forrest Gump. And I'm happy to report that Jose has finally watched Forrest Gump for the first time ever. Cried 3 times during it, which I also did, because who doesn't? And very, very appropriately said he would give it a 10 out of 10 movie if it weren't for that bitch Jenny. So glad he understands now. He had a lot more to say that I won't repeat in the context of how Jose said it about Forrest.
Can we repeat off the podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what the Patreon is for. Get ready for that. That's coming soon, too.
Because,
but Jose said some very questionable things. Granted, they were from a place of sincerity, about what he would do if he had a special needs friend like Forrest Gump, but he didn't phrase it quite as...
I can imagine where this is going.
Yeah. But let it be known he was on Forrest's side, nonetheless. Okay.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
But yes, I want to watch more movies. This is the gist of that.
I low-key do. I have Letterboxd, the app Letterboxd, and it's like... I mark every time I watch a movie. I have no idea why, but it's become like a habit of mine, and it gives me my rap. I watched mad movies, and I think it's because when I want a quick date with Nicole, I'm like, hey, let's go to the movies, and I even got the Regal, the pay unlimited.
Oh yeah.
So I have that, so I go in for free like all the time.
Fucking hot.
So I'm like, damn, this is I gotta make my money's worth using it. Unfortunately,
because
you have to get an FBI badge though.
No, it's funny you bring that up because I hit Jerry up literally earlier today, and I was like, yo, you trying to catch Aquaman 2 sometime this week? Haven't been to the movies in a minute. And he was like, not really. And I was like, damn, all right, cool. I was like, come on, not even a superhero movie? Nobody wants to see Aquaman 2?
I don't want to see Aquaman 2.
Yeah, I don't want to, honestly.
It's going to suck dick, but I still want to fucking go watch the fish movie.
I guess.
It's
going to suck aquatic dick, all right?
That's better.
No, it's worse dick.
If you really not want to see it, like you have to pay like $14 to go see it. So I don't know. Jerry could probably be like, dude, like, I don't spend that. And I don't even watch Aquaman.
Okay,
like that.
Look, I'm just going to say this. $14 for a movie in today's economy is very not bad at all. For Jerry in today's economy.
Yeah, that's not in the Jerry. Look, Jerry shits out $10 bills.
I think that's just more so that Jerry just doesn't want to watch Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
And I get that. But I was like, fuck, man. I just wanted to go to the movies.
Can we have that before we wrap up and finish up everything else? Can we say what do you think the first frivolous purchase Jerry will make? Because Jerry's not that guy, but if he has money,
No, it's funny because like he's made purchases, but since Jerry is not that guy, they've all been like efficient purchases.
Yeah, it's
Like,
he
I got a
needed
weight bench.
He got a good. Yeah,
I needed it.
Yeah, exactly.
He got a good, deal.
I don't know, man.
But I feel like there's gonna be a time where he's just like, yeah, I bought a jet ski. And we're like Jerry,
because I was even gonna be like a car, but even then, that's like
no,
that's what you would do.
or he's gonna have like an ATV or some shit.
He has a room full of pinball machines.
That's it.
That's fucking
When
great.
his dad moves out, it's just his pinball collection.
Yeah, this is where I want to.
It's actually like him and Ronfi have like a side business.
Can that be a new running joke? Whoever misses out on that week of the podcast, we just start some new rumor about them.
You said that one episode.
That's the rumor this week.
I like that.
Jerry's addicted to pinball. That's why he couldn't make it this week. Actually, Jerry's actually on a 17-hour high score on his Ghostbusters machine. He keeps hitting the keeps hitting the Slimer over and over again. Max points.
I am
going around the State Puff Marshall.
I like to think that he just plays the Austin Powers pinball. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
He's like
Jerry's growing a beard as fast as possible.
Jerry just hear, yeah, baby, yeah, baby,
Jerry's already found the hack. He's like,
Jerry has a fucking 10,000 yards.
You just have to hit the left one every second. You're good. Just keep hitting it. He figured it out.
I love this. That's my favorite rumor I've ever heard. Oh shit! And just a quick mention of the technical issues we endured. We really wanted it to be a 12 days of Joystick. Ended up being a 6 days, but you take what you get and you don't get upset. But let it be known that we filmed the video that we had to scrap because my computer practically broke and then the laptop ran out of space. We have all the audio if you want us to put out a podcast of us drunk playing Mario Party. And drinking 7 shots apiece?
I feel like we animate like tens. I feel like I should go into Pivot Stick Figure Animator and animate like 10 seconds of
You don't need to even do that. You could just draw on a piece of paper and we'll hang it a fishing hook wire and do a puppet show.
Like some SpongeBob fucking live action shit. Patchy the Pirate.
We'll flip the papers so we can have 2 different animations.
Oh yeah. Happy Bobby, Mad Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Sober Dylan, drunk Dylan. I like it. But yeah, we endured some crazy technical issues, which I'm only bringing up because in a weird way, I think we learned a lot. I think we actually were able to learn from said mistakes, especially in some cases like fear. That's why I talked about earlier why I think there's a lot of ways we can make it like even better than it was.
Optimized.
Let's play, things we have to keep in mind for that, just how to keep the audio good. And even then, I think what bugged me about, also to bring people up to speed, the video that I'm talking about that we had to scrap was a Mario Party Let's Play, similar to the one we put out last year for Christmas, where we drank coquito and rum straight out of the bottle. And we got really fucked up on a Sunday.
That went well.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, it was actually hilarious. Like, it was some of the better content we've made in a long time. And I'm not going to fully scrap it. I'm going to sit there one day and piece as much of it together as I can, even if it's like a fucking 8-minute highlight reel. But just let it be known that Let's Play, I think, is going to be one of the funnier shows on the channel going forward.
Yeah.
And I already have great ideas for it in general. So you can learn from mistakes, guys. Who'd have seen that one coming?
Mm-hmm. You mess up, but you do it again.
Isn't it crazy? Isn't that nuts?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking wild.
Love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield. But yeah, does anybody have anything else to share, contribute whatsoever to our weekly podcast?
Me, I just want to do the editing. I want to help with editing stuff. Even if I do it from my house and I send it to you to put it on the channel.
All right. Sounds good. What do you want to do? Now you have to contribute something.
Actually market it.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
There was a really good 3 months where I put it everywhere, and then I didn't do it. And then once we hit the year mark, I did it again. Where for a month I was grinding that shit out. I even was at one point I was looking into setting up a bot, one of those shits. You know what I mean? To even just get it.
I think
traction.
If we just combine our efforts, if I take the effort to take the good parts of what we make, put the subtitle shit, edit it so that it looks good on the phone format in the 1080 by 1920 format,
that'll be everywhere.
And then all I got to do is send it to you, and you just put it I'll give you the passwords. Mm-hmm. Put it on. I'll put it on YouTube.
I'll
put it on
bookmark
Gram,
everything. It'll be
dope.
Yeah.
That's
Nicole knows how to make stickers. We want her to draw some weird bugged out stuff and then have Team Joystick under it.
Absolutely, fuck yeah.
We should do a virtual hunt. Find all the stickers.
Turn us into characters. There you go.
There you go.
We'll make a what is it called like a virtual reality shit. Like
yeah.
We all have little avatars.
And then Joey plays Fear in Us.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I like that shit.
Well, it's time for that thing we do every week.
Yep.
It's time for
music
of the week, and the jam and the yam and the bam and the slam and the wham and the tam and the cam and the rams.
Those aren't real things.
Those are all playlists. Also, just to make sure, not related to music, I just out of pure curiosity, clear that. Oh, thank God! I was just making sure that the Pistons are still losing. Don't worry, they're still losing.
They are.
I just wanted to make sure they didn't lose to the Nets or win against the Nets. Like I didn't want the Nets to be the ones who end that streak. But shout out to the Pistons
100%.
on their 28-game losing streak or however long it is.
There was a bet for them to never win a game.
I love it.
And I should have did that. It was like a lot of money, and it's like they might not win. They might not win ever again.
That's weird. Shout outs to Wingstop's promotion for 5 free wings whenever they win. But, no.
They're not winning. That's funny.
Anyway, my jam of the week is going undoubtedly to a song that I have been literally jamming to all week. So it's pretty obvious. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
My jam of the week is going to go to Lucky by Bad Snacks, but the Blue Cloud remix. Really good independent producer. She's made music for a really, really long time, but this is it's about a year-old song, but apparently this is the first song she made that has vocals on it. She's a really good singer, so it's really good. And this remix is sick.
My slam is by a band called Citizen, and the song is How Does It Feel? I was gift wrapping in my room with my girlfriend. No, I was. And
no, I wasn't.
I was. We were gift wrapping, and I just decided to put on music, and she was sharing a song, and I was sharing a song, and I put on that song, and she really enjoyed that one, and I was like, I really do like that one, and then it just kind of led into a conversation about that band, and I like them, and I was like, that song, because that's the song that got me talking about them all.
Fire.
Nice. My yam of the week is Vampires in Love by A Great Big Pile of Leaves.
Aww.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite bands. I think I picked them before one time.
Never heard of them, but
anyways, they're really good. They started off as indie, but in the emo sense.
Okay.
And then they became indie in the Grizzly Bear kind of way.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
No, yeah.
But this song is a good mix between the two. Some math rocky chords and guitar work, and
some progressive stuff.
Some proggy vocals. It's good stuff.
I dig it.
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
Yeah. You're dope.
Thanks, man.
Want to make out?
Later.
After the podcast, guys.
Get some food in me, and then we'll talk.
Patreon.
Thanks for tuning into the Joystick Show. Every week I tell you guys thanks for watching, but from the bottom of my heart,
honestly, for it being the end of the year,
sure, we really appreciate it.
If you've been watching, since the beginning of the year, and you're still here, really,
jokes aside, I'm actually gonna turn off the joke meter in the back of my head that runs every fucking week. It means a lot to just be able to do the show, let alone as consistently that we've been able to do it. I always look forward to it in a week. I made a joke to Jose the other day. I was like, man, fuck Dylan's girlfriend. I used to see Dylan twice a week, but. But I'm still just grateful in it all that I get to see you guys once a week, that we get to, joke around. And regardless of the cameras and the mics, I think it's just healthy that we still get to meet up every week and just see how everybody's lives are going. And it's really cool that we're able to do it in a way that we can make it funny, that we can add these segments, that we can tier list the 50 states and bring you guys along for all the fucking fun rides that it'll be. And I, from the bottom of my heart, not only promise you that year 10 is going to be one of the coolest things we've ever done on Joystick, and I'm really excited to get to work, but also from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for liking any episode of the Joystick Show, like this one. Thanks for subscribing at any point, like this one. And, honestly, just thanks for sticking around. We really appreciate you. Shout out to Andy, one of our lifelongs. We got to get you on next year for sure.
That'd be so dope.
And from all of us here at the Joystick Show, suck a butt. Turn the joke meter on, and I said the funniest thing this episode.
Here, let me turn yours on.
Yeah, turn his on. What does he say?
What are you gonna say?
Joseph Stalin.